welcome back to the channel. Today I'm here to talk to you about hair care secrets and how to grow long, strong and healthy hair in 2020. I want to share with you how I grew these 20+ inches of lovely curly and healthy hair and what you can do to get the same results. This video is for my curly haired people, so from type 3 all the way to type 4. I'm so excited to share this with you. These are the things that I wish I'd have known or not had to bother experimenting with. What I'm gonna tell you works, okay? It's worked for me and it's worked for countless other individuals. You can check them out all on YouTube. There's no magic pill. Let's get into it. Now I really want to start by letting you guys in on my hair journey. So from when I was really young, a little girl, a little child, I always had nice long hair, but I always kind of secretly wished it was straight. And when I got a bit older, when I was a teenager, so when I was like 16, 17, I started experimenting with my hair in terms of chemicals, unfortunately, and I actually relaxed my hair. Ooh, like such a regret. Yes, I got hooked on the creamy crack, and the sad thing is it made my hair shorter. My hair was limp and lifeless. It didn't even look good. It was just bone straight. So yeah, massive regrets about that. But ever since then, I kind of wish that my hair was long. It was never this long. It was close, but it was never this long in my early adulthood. Now I've done 2 big chops in my lifetime. I did one in 2013 and I did one in 2016. So the one I did back in 2013, I kind of realised that relaxed hair was not the way to go. I tried transitioning for about a month and thought, this is not the one. I'm not loving the way I'm, you know, having to blend my 2 different textures at the root and then, you know, throughout the no. It was just a no for me, so I decided, I'm a very like all or nothing person, I'm quite ballsy, so I decided, no, I'm just gonna chop that shit off. And yeah, I went for it, but the idea was so that I could embrace my natural hair, but I hadn't quite cracked the code yet, and my mindset was still, you know, in the old way of, you know, wanting to always have straight hair all the time, which is really sad, which is what a lot of us grew up with because of sort of Eurocentric beauty standards being pushed on us. And so I used to just obliterate the hell out of my hair. Every time I washed it, I used to blow dry it. I used to straighten it constantly to blend in with extensions. Just really unhealthy habits. Yeah, and so I just damaged it all over again, and it got to about shoulder length. And that was, yeah, in 2016 when I realised, my hair is still damaged. I've obviously done a lot wrong, so I still haven't really learned what I was supposed to, and I just decided to chop it all off over again. And I was determined that I was gonna learn everything that I needed to learn about my hair to make it work for me, my lifestyle, and to actually love my hair again, because I knew once I reached my length goals and once my hair was healthy, I knew I would just be loving life. So we're going to go from 1 to 10 hair care secrets, how to grow your hair long, strong and healthy in no particular order. You may have an ineffective or inconsistent hair routine, or worse yet, you may not even have a hair care routine, which is an absolute travesty no matter what your goals are. Everybody should have a hair care routine. You need to know what you're doing, you need to do it on a regular basis, and it needs to work for you. So what does a hair care routine consist of? Let's get into it. So you need to figure out what your hair type is. If you don't know what your hair type is, you need to actually look at your hair, look at your curl pattern, and just type into Google hair type and see which one most closely resembles your hair. That is the cheat code to finding the perfect hair routine for you. You don't have to build it through trial and error like I did back in the day, and there was a lot of error, trust me. I really didn't know what I was doing. I remember at one point using Elasta-QP Spritz Hold Spray on my scalp. I thought it was a scalp moisturizer. I had absolutely no clue what I was doing. You know, a lot of us grew up with a lot of bad hair care practices. No shade to the older generations. I'm just gonna say it, you guys just did not know better. You did your best, but you just didn't know better. So there was a lot of bad hair care practices going on. You know, it was grease, you know, it was Dax, it was Blue Magic put on your hair, it was hot combing every week. You know, not healthy hair habits, just to lead into a lot of problems. So yeah, that is the cheat code to figuring out your hair routine. And your hair routine needs to be flexible so that it can change based on your lifestyle, based on your life circumstances at a particular time, and also based on how your hair might be changing. For instance, when my hair all grew back, because I cut my hair off to have like 1 inch of hair, yeah, I didn't just cut half off, I like had 1 inch of hair. When my hair started growing out, I realised that I've actually got a few different textures on my head. So I've got 3A on the lengths, yeah, and then on my edges, I've actually got 3B. See the difference? 3A on the lengths and 3B on the edges. See the difference? The 3B is a lot more springy, spirally, and the 3A is just like a loose S wave, right? So these hairs need different treatment. For instance, my 3B edges, they get a lot drier than my 3A hair. Now if you know anything about Afro hair, obviously the tighter the curl, the harder it is for the sebum in your scalp to travel down the length of the hair. So that is why the kinkier your hair type, the naturally drier it will be. So you need to look over your whole damn head to find out all your textures in their natural state. Now, if your hair is not chemically processed, you can do this by washing your hair and then letting it get dry, and then you can see its true curl pattern without any products you smothered in it or anything like that. You can find out what it is. Or if you're really stuck, just go to your local hair expert and you can find out, okay? Because real talk, it was a very long time before I even knew about hair types, and it's just mad. But anyway, going on to hair care routine. So your hair care routine needs to work with your lifestyle. If you work out a lot, you sweat a lot, you're gonna need to do different things than somebody who's sedentary. If you work in an office, you're combating air conditioning, so you're gonna need to do different things than somebody who works outside, for instance, or like travels for work. All these things are gonna affect your hair care routine. But one thing you can just not do is not have a hair routine that you apply on a regular and consistent basis. Otherwise, your hair is not gonna thank you for it. It's really not. And you're gonna sit there wondering why your hair looks like a billow pad and it's just breaking off every 2 seconds. So you heard it here. Hair breakage. Now this is a topic close to many people's hearts. There's like a common misconception in the black community, sometimes from inside it and a lot of times from outside the black community, that our hair doesn't grow long, like black girls just don't have long hair, or only like mixed girls have got long hair, and it's just absolutely not true. It is an absolute falsehood. I tell you what is true though. What is true is that a lot of times what it is that people's hair breakage is surpassing the hair growth rate or their level. So the hair is breaking at the same rate that the hair is growing. That makes it appear that the hair is not growing longer because it's just breaking off. You know, I've said it 1,000 ways. You understand what I'm saying now, or I hope you do. So how can we tackle hair breakage? There are a number of ways you can tackle hair breakage. When you know your hair type and your hair porosity, Google that, you can find out if your hair is protein sensitive, moisture sensitive, or in need of lots of protein or in need of lots of moisture. You need to find the balance, because when one of those things is out of whack, you are going to experience hair breakage. For me, for instance, I have high porosity hair and I need a lot of moisture. So high porosity hair means that my hair, it just soaks up everything like that comes into contact with it. So, you know, if I spray water on it, in 5 minutes it will be dry. So I need a lot of moisture. So, you know, I'm in air conditioned atmospheres a lot. So, you know, I will bring my water bottle, yeah, and my trusty Aunt Jackie's. I will bring it with me if my natural hair is out, because I'm not coming with no crusty head. It's just never going to happen. You're just never going to see me with a crusty head, because if I have a crusty head, that means that my hair's going to start breaking and I'm going to start losing these inches, yeah? I can't have that. I'm not having that. You know, all this hard work I've been putting in, I'm not just gonna, the only way these inches are coming off, yeah, is if I cut it myself. Dehydrated hair. Let me say that again. Dehydrated hair. Dry hair. Ineffective moisture levels. Unmoisturized hair. Are you hearing me? I said dry hair. Okay. Is your hair dry? I don't know, I hear you say. Yeah? If I touch your hair and it makes a noise like a paper bag or like a plastic bag, your hair is dry, sis. It's dry. It's dry. If you scrunch your hair up and you feel hair's breaking in your hand, it's dry. If you go like that and the hand does snag up on the head, it's dry. Okay? Inadequate moisture levels are going to lead to massive destructive breaking. Okay, whether your hair is protein or moisture sensitive is one thing, but also knowing how to actually effectively moisturize your hair is a different matter altogether. You need to know what products moisturize your hair. You need to know the ultimate moisturizer and how frequently you need to apply it. So, what is the ultimate moisturizer for all hair types? This is too easy. You lot are not going to believe it. No, I wasn't coming to you with some mad product that costs £50 for 10 mils. It's water. It's actually water. It's actually water. I know. You guys think that I'm talking crap, right? No, it's actually water. I like to use my filtered water. Word up to Brita. Word up to Brita Filters for giving me my lovely filtered water, because this is what I use for all my facial beauty treatments. I even use the damn thing to set my makeup, okay? And I use it to moisturize my hair. Now, what is this bottle I've got it in? This bottle is a Flairosol bottle. I swear I'm constantly talking about the Flairosol bottle. You need a spray bottle to moisturize your hair with the wonderful water that God put on this earth, okay? Most of your body is made up of water. It's like your whole, you need water. You need the water to stay alive. Everything grows with water. You water the plant, boom, it starts growing. It's exactly the same for your hair. Water, water. Hold up. Let me just moisturize real quick, okay? Yeah, while I'm talking to you. Because ain't nobody got time for dry hair, okay? Ain't nobody got time for that. Wait, let me do the other side now. Real quick. Ain't nobody got time for that dry hair. Crusty hair is a no! You're not having that bit at the back. Okay, look at the way that just delivers that fine mist, yeah? That's what you need in your life. I got mine on Amazon for about £5. Best £5 you ever spend in your life. I used to be rocking with a standard spray bottle, but sometimes you use that and it doesn't dispense the water to all of your hair, so all your hair doesn't get covered. It will just shoot a few streams and you'll have to sort of spread the water all over your hair, which is just not always really convenient at times. So the top moisturizing product is water. If I hear any of you talking about how oil moisturizes your hair, get out. Just get out. Get out of my pub! Get out. Get out. Oil is not a moisturizer. Let me say it again for the congregation. Oil is not a moisturizer. Oil is not a moisturizer. Oil is a sealant. I know your mum and them told you that oil moisturized your hair. I know they did. I know they did. They didn't lie to you. They just didn't know better. They just didn't know better. I'm just keeping it real with you, okay? No shade. No shade to the mum and aunties then. No shade. You just did not know better. But it's okay, because we know better now. When you know better, you do better. And if you don't, you're dumb! Oil is not a moisturizer. Oil is a sealant. And there's different ways that you can moisturize your hair. You may have heard of the lock method. I'm not talking about dreadlocks. Liquid oil cream. Some people do it another way. They go liquid cream oil. Me personally, I generally don't use an oil to seal my moisture in. I don't need it. My hair doesn't like that. So I've worked out my hair doesn't like that. What it does for me is the oil creates a film that moisture cannot penetrate, but because of my hair type, I need moisture to be able to penetrate at all times, okay? So you need to figure out what's best for you. Google the lock method and you will find out everything you need to know about that, so then you can try it. But basically what's behind that is you put the liquid in, the water, for the ultimate moisture. Then you put your cream in. Major Keys right here, my favourite hair products. These are my staples. Like, if they stop making these, I'm gonna go find Aunt Jackie and tell her what for. I say, Aunt Jackie, what are you doing? Let's stop making that again, because I need this in my life, baby. What do I gotta do? Aunt Jackie, please. Please, please, give me that back. Anyway, these are the best hair products. Quench Moisture Intensive Leave-In Conditioner. And ka-la-la-la is the way that we rock when we're doing our thing. Oh la la la, yeah! Give my queens Aunt Jackie, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, poor nutrition. So think about it this way. If you have a car that takes diesel and you put petrol in it, what do you think's gonna happen? It's not gonna function correctly or at all. It's all the same with all of your bodily functions. If something is going wrong, like your hair is not growing or there's something else going on. Something's off, and you need to put things into your body which are going to encourage health and promote correct bodily function. And having problems with your hair is a big sign that something is not right. So if you have poor nutrition, you need to get on that ASAP. You need to have a balanced diet with proper vitamins and minerals to make sure that your hair is growing, and more importantly, when your hair actually is growing out, the hair is actually healthy. So I'm not a nutritionist. Yeah, I'm into nutrition big time, but I'm not going to sit on here and tell you what you should and shouldn't be eating, because that's just a Google search away for most of you. You know, I do know some people find it harder to meet all their nutritional requirements, but it's like everything in life. If you don't put the effort in, then you're not going to get the results. And good nutrition is just a major and essential key for life anyway. So forget it being about hair, it should be about yourself. You know, if you're not willing to invest in yourself and your health and your longevity, then I don't know what to say. Maybe you just don't love yourself. It's really, really important. And you know, if you need to go get therapy to realize that you need to be loving yourself, go and do that. It's very, very important. It's all intertwined. Anyway, I'm digressing. I'm going off on tangents to other subjects, but yes, if you have poor nutrition, that could be a reason why you're not seeing hair growth, so you need to assess that. Now, on the subject of nutrition, there are a myriad of vitamins, drinks and tonics on the market that claim that they will improve your skin. I would say probably 90% of them are gimmicks. The rest of them are just multivitamins that you should have anyway. I know some people like to take biotin for hair growth because it is proven to extend the length of your growth cycle. Me, I don't like taking things like that. I just like keeping my health in check in general. I actually did take biotin years ago as an experiment, and it just gave me really bad spots. So I just have a generally good diet, and that's what you just need in general. Another big reason that you might be having problems with hair growth is that you're constantly manipulating your hair. I don't comb or brush my hair. Yeah, I know what you're saying. What do you mean you don't comb or brush your hair? Like, is your hair like in a bird's nest when you wake up? No, it's not actually. I moisturize my hair. I smooth products over my hair with the prayer hands method, which is literally just going like that with the product in between my fingers on my hands. The only time you will catch me combing my hair is when I'm on wash day or co-washing it, and I'm detangling it with a wide tooth comb, and a good quality wide tooth comb at that hasn't got any seams or anything like that, so it's completely smooth, good quality, and won't snag the hair, and it's got a ton of conditioner with slip in it. Word up to Tresemme Moisture Rich. This is actually what I co-wash with now, and it has incredible slip, and that's what you need to detangle your hair. You do, if you want to grow your hair, you need to leave it. You need to leave it alone. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. Leave your hair alone. Don't be combing your hair all day. Don't be brushing it. You're not Goldilocks. Yeah? Get the comb out your hair. You're not Rapunzel. Get the comb out your hair. Yeah? You don't need to be combing your hair all the time. If you have afro hair, that is going to break your hair. That is why you're not seeing growth, because you're dragging through it. You're dragging through it. If you ever do need to comb your hair for a particular style, yeah, and that should be a rare occasion that you would do that, a very rare occasion, then put enough conditioner in it. The detangler of your choice. Aunt Jackie's have a really great detangler called Not On My Watch, like not as in tie a knot, not on my watch. And you want to start from the ends, and work your way up. If you come to a knot, don't you dare drag that comb through it. Groovy. You stop and you tease it apart. You tease it apart. tease it apart with your fingers. You tease it apart with your fingers. If you can't get it open, you go and put some more of that detangler on it, and you do that repeatedly until you can get through that knot. There should be no dragging through the knots. If you do that, you're not going to achieve your length goals, and you have nobody to blame but yourself. Enough people have told me, you're mad, how can you not comb your hair? Does my hair look mad though? What? Does my hair look mad though? No, it doesn't look mad. It looks fine. I know you might say, yeah, but you've got 3A hair, so your hair's like well straight, so it's easy for you. No, you can go onto YouTube and you can look up 4C no comb method, and those sisters have got some lovely hair and some lovely hairstyles. So no, put that comb down, put that brush down. Now there are certain styles that you might be doing where you might want to comb some of your hair. Like for instance, you can go back to my video where I did the Zendaya slick back, and I used a soft bristle comb and a Denman brush just to smooth the tops of my hair that were already detangled from wash day into a ponytail. I didn't go through all the lengths of my hair. It's unnecessary. That is the way you will jack up your shit. Take it from me, I know what the hell I'm talking about, okay? The results speak for themselves. Okay, another top secret to growing long, strong and healthy hair is deep conditioning with heat. What is deep conditioning? So, deep conditioning is really referring to the type of conditioner that you're going to use to condition your hair. Now I'm going to bring to you my all-time favourite holy grail of the deep conditioners. It is the Cream of Nature Argan Oil Intensive Conditioning Treatment. I love this product so much. It has seen me through so many years, so many hair situations, and it just never ever lets me down. This is an amazing deep conditioner. And so what I do is, it also has amazing slips, so it's actually great for detangling as well. What I do is I will detangle my hair with enough of it in there, then I will gather my hair up to the top of my head and I will put a plastic cap on, or if I don't have any left and I'm in ratchet mode, I will have to put a plastic bag on my head, but whatever works, it will keep the heat in. Then you can sit under a hooded dryer, or you can get one of those bonnets things that you can attach to your hair dryer, and I sit under that for about half an hour, and then I take it off, and for another half an hour minimum I will just walk around the house, do whatever housework I need to do, and then boom, I've deep conditioned my hair with heat. What the heat does is it opens up your hair cuticle and allows all of those lovely deep conditioning ingredients to penetrate the hair and make it really soft, and it becomes easier for it to accept and retain moisture, and because of that you will experience less breakage. Another note going back to breakage, if you have lots of split ends and breakage, you can't really repair split ends or hair that's unraveled up the shaft. You're going to need to just cut that off and start fresh with healthy hair care routines basically. So yeah, but you need to deep condition with heat at least minimum once a week. It's a non-negotiable. You can't just use a normal conditioner every single week because it just sits on the hair superficially. It won't make a massive difference to the quality of your hair. So yeah, invest in your hair products, find out what deep conditioners work for you, and then deep condition them once a week, absolutely religiously, non-negotiable. Da da da! Heat damage! Yes, heat damage is a massive problem for a lot of us because a lot of us love having straight hair. Your hair is its strongest in its natural state. I know there's like a small community of natural hair peoples that say that they heat train their hair and things, and you know, if it works for them, great. But the majority of us type 3s and 4s, excessive heat is a no. And you might say, okay, what is excessive heat? Okay, straightening your hair every week. I don't care if it's on the lowest or not, that's going to cause heat damage. Using a hairdryer on your hair every week, heat damage. Not giving your hair adequate protection when you're in the sun, heat damage. Or UV damage even. But yeah, those are all things that are going to decrease the quality of your hair and lead to breakage and therefore not retaining length. So I recommend that when you do wash day and it's time to rinse out the conditioner, you just let your hair air dry. You know, you put your leave-ins in, your leave-in creams, and then you just let it air dry. And you know what, if you have to go to bed with it ever so slightly damp, it's not the worst thing in the world. But trust me, that way you will definitely increase the quality of your hair. And that sounded like absolute madness to me in the past, that you just, oh, I don't have time to air dry my hair. Like, who's got time for that? It's gonna take so long. Yeah, but it's worth it. It's an investment. You're investing in yourself. I mean, luckily my hair doesn't take absolutely ages to dry. It probably takes me like 2 or 3 hours for it to dry. But just think, are you up for 3 hours of an evening at least once a week? I'm pretty sure you are. So in that time, you definitely can air dry your hair. And the towels that you're using as well are very important. So you don't use a regular towel, you actually use a microfiber towel. A lot of times baby towels will be microfiber towels, and they won't rob your hair of moisture, but they will absorb all of the water. That way your hair will actually dry a lot quicker if that's what you dry your hair with. And there should be no scrubbing or anything. It will literally be patting it dry like that. No rubbing, no towel drying. That is all really disruptive to your hair and really damaging. So you need a good set of microfiber towels if you want to keep that hair on fleek, okay? Trust me, once you get some, it will change your life. You don't protect your hair when you sleep, okay? That is a major contributor to hair breakage. Okay, a lot of times most of us sleep on cotton pillows, and cotton is going to rob your hair of all of its moisture. So that's why you need to go to bed with something on your head rag, bonnet, whatever it is you want to call it, but it needs to be high quality satin or silk. I mean, I've seen a few ladies go to bed with a cotton head rag or bandana. Like, what are you doing? Like, you might as well just go to sleep on the pillow, because you're even more directly robbing your hair of moisture. It needs to be satin or silk, and I don't want to see you go to bed with a cut off tights on your head. No. I've seen some things in my time. That is not good for your edges, and that is polyester. Like, that is still friction zone. Like, no. Okay? Satin, silk. If you don't like anything on your head, which I'm not gonna lie, I hate having something on my head when I'm sleeping, it really gets on my nerves, you can sleep on a satin pillowcase or a silk pillowcase, because you can get them. You can even get them in the hair shop, but we ain't going to the hair shop these days. Won that. Support black business. Anyway, yes, so yeah, and I'm gonna confess now. This is my confession. This is my confession. I don't always sleep with my bonnet on. I know, it's so bad, it's so bad. It really is, because I get really annoyed with having stuff on my head. But I'm just really lucky in that I've still been able to achieve my hair goals. But I do not recommend that. Protect your hair at all costs. Like, it's really, really, really important. So don't neglect that. Are you trimming your hair regularly. And by regular, what do I mean? Are you trimming your hair every month, 6 weeks, every 3 months? You gotta ask yourself a question. Do you need to do that? Has your hairdresser told you that you need to trim your ends every 6 weeks? I know that's what I've been told in the past, but was that actually necessary? And you know, some people say, oh, when you cut your hair it grows more. No, your hair doesn't grow more because you cut it. Your hair's growing at the same rate as everyone else's, but if you're cutting it off so regularly, you probably can't see that your hair's getting longer because you keep cutting it. Yeah, it's just common sense when you think about it. When you're trying to grow your hair, you should not be cutting it. The only time you should be cutting or trimming your hair if you're trying to achieve a certain length is if there are split ends. Now you might ask, oh, well, what's the way to do it? Well, I get split ends every 6 weeks. If you're getting split ends that regularly, that's because your hair care routine isn't tight. Your hair care routine is not slick enough, because you shouldn't be having that many split ends that you need to cut them so regularly. If you do, what you can do is you can do what's called the search and destroy method. So you look at the ends of your hair and you can literally pick out the hairs that have the split ends, and then you give them a snip. You don't just snip across the whole length of your hair, otherwise you're never going to achieve your length goals. But as I said, if you need to trim that often, it's because something's wrong in your hair care routine. Yeah, and if you've got really severe damage, there is no product, no procedure you can do to piece those hair fibres back together. You need to cut it off and start again, and with a healthy hair care routine. There is no way around this. There is no cheat code. There is no shortcut. You just need to stay dedicated. Now, I just want to give a disclaimer. Obviously, you know, there are people with certain conditions that mean that their hair is affected in a bad way. You know, they might have alopecia or other health problems. Like, that is totally understandable. I'm talking to people that don't have those problems, basically. Girl, how long has that protective style been in? How long? Tell me. I won't tell anyone. Anyway, protective styles. Let's talk about protective styling. Yeah? Protective styling is supposed to be protective. It's in the name. It's in the name. Protective styling. But are you actually using protective styling as a cover to not look after your hair? Is that what's really going on, sis? You can be honest with me. Are you neglecting your hair and then claiming you wear protective styles? Are you wearing protective styles but no one ever actually sees your hair? Come on, fess up, fess up. We've all done it at one point, me included. I used to make excuses like, oh, you know, it saves time. It can save time, admittedly. Or, you know, it's just easier. Yeah, it can be easier. I mean, these are all valid excuses, but they're still excuses, okay? The whole point of a protective style is for you to give your own hair a rest, so that when you do let it out again, it's flourishing and it's in a rested and healthier and therefore stronger state, okay? If you're always wearing a protective style, your hair, I mean, what is the point of your hair if it's always it's not a protective style? If you want to do that, that's cool, but just own it, you know? Let's just own it. It's 2020. It's not that deep, okay? But if you're really doing it all the time because you just don't like your hair, that's another matter. Because if you did like your hair, then, you know, you wouldn't feel the need to lean on protective styles so much. So, you know, it's okay. We've all been through a lot with our hair. Our hair's a contentious issue, you know, in our community. But the main thing I want to say is, I just think it's so important that we love our hair and we teach the next generation to love their hair, because so many of us grew up not loving it. And if you're leaning on protective styles and keeping them in too long because you don't like your hair, let's learn how to love our hair. And one way to love our hair is to make sure it's healthy. It's not necessarily all about length, it's healthy hair. That's, you know, really, really important. And you know, you want to wear your crown with pride. So, you know, I want to break you lot off with the information that can help, because I used to be at that point as well. I was like secretly hating on my hair. And when you don't like something, you don't want to give it the love, you don't want to put in the work for it, because you just think, low-key, even if it's on a subconscious level, you're thinking, I don't really like it anyway, I'd rather put this wig on or wear these braids, or, you know, all kinds of things. So yeah, if you are keeping those protective styles in longer than necessary, you are putting your hair at quite a lot of risk for being unhealthy. You know, when was the last time you just let your strands breathe? When was the last time you just let your scalp breathe in the open air? You know, is it to the point where, you know, you don't want to go in the water because you're going to mash up your protective style and you can't dry your own hair underneath? That's a problem. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's going to stop you from enjoying the fullness of your life, and that is just not. India Ari said, I am not my hair. Okay, so, you know, if you've got a myriad of reasons or excuses as to why you're keeping it in for longer than 2 weeks, maybe it's time to like take a look and go, you know, why am I doing this? And am I actually giving my hair the love it needs underneath? And if you keep it real with yourself, the answer is no. Past that point, you can't do it. So, you know, just keep it real with yourself and you can move forward in the best way possible. Anyway, I really hope that this video has helped you guys. I wish I knew some of this stuff when I was on my journey. It would have saved me so much time and pain and hair heartbreak. But just know, if little old me can do it, you can absolutely do it too. And I'm really excited to see all your hair journeys. You know, drop me a comment, drop me a message. If you've got any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer, because I wish somebody would have done it for me. So thank you so much for watching. Love you guys. See you in the next video. Bye.